All right, so today we're diving into something pretty special. Fresh from Watches and Wonders, Geneva. It's the Roger Dubuis Excalibur Grande Complication. Now, this isn't just another new watch. This one marks Roger Dubuis's 30th anniversary.
Yeah, 30 years. In the grand scheme of watchmaking history, that might not seem like a lot, but Roger Dubuis has really made a name for itself. Their journey has been bold, eventful even. And I think this Excalibur Grande complication really shows just how far they've come.
You're right, they've definitely made their presence known. And this isn't even their first foray into grand complications, right? Back in 2009, not too long after they joined the Richemont Group, they came out with one that really made a statement.
Oh, absolutely. That 2009 model was a sight to behold. I mean, just packed with features. It had an instantaneous inline perpetual calendar, a minute repeater so you could actually hear the time chimed, a flying tourbillon to combat, the effects of gravity on accuracy. They even included a moon phase and a dual time function, and it was all driven by a movement with not one, but two micro-rotors. I mean, talk about setting the bar high.
Yeah, they really went all out. And while this new Excalibur Grande complication shares that prestigious name, we should probably point out that in the strictest, most traditional sense, it might not check every single box of what defines a grand complication.
Right.
I mean, those usually include a chronograph, a chiming mechanism, and calendar functions all in
Right.
one.
That's the classic definition.
But honestly, when you look at the level of craftsmanship and engineering here, that almost feels like splitting hairs. So today, what we really want to do is get into the nitty-gritty of this new Excalibur Grande complication, explore all its key features, and understand what it means in the world of horology. Classifications aside, so where should we even begin with a watch like this? Maybe with that initial visual impact, like the overall design.
I think that's a great place to start. Visually, this new model just screams Excalibur. You see that strong 45 millimeter case made of pink gold, and you know right away what you're looking at. And it definitely has a presence on the wrist, which is only emphasized by its thickness. I mean, we're talking 17.45 millimeters. This is a watch that's not afraid to be noticed.
Yeah, it's a statement piece for sure. And it has all those classic Excalibur design elements, doesn't it? That bold bezel with its notches, it's so recognizable. And then that unique three-lug design where the strap just flows seamlessly into the case.
Exactly. And when you have a timepiece this complex, this beautiful, a sapphire crystal caseback is a must. It lets you see all the intricacies of the movement inside. Another Excalibur hallmark is that guarded crown. Oh, and for that all-important sound, the pusher on the left side of the case. That's specifically for activating the minute repeater, so you can hear the time whenever you want.
Very cool. Okay, let's shift our focus to the dial. Now, the sources we've been looking at say it's intentionally complex, maybe even less straightforward than that 2009 model we talked about. What are your thoughts on how they've presented all the information here?
Well, what immediately jumps out at me is that they're not shy about showing off the mechanics. You see those open sections on the dial, they're not just there for looks. They give you an actual glimpse into the movement, all the gears and springs working together.
Okay.
It really adds another dimension to the watch, both visually and technically.
It's like you can see the watch's brain, right?
Exactly.
And then there's the bi-retrograde perpetual calendar display. For those who might not be familiar, could you break down how that works and how it's laid out?
Sure. So picture this. You've got the weekday scale on the left side of the dial and the date scale on the right, both arranged along these curved tracks. Now, the hands for the day and date, they sweep across their scales, showing you the current day and date reared. But here's the retrograde part. When they hit the end of the scale, instead of just going around in a circle, they instantly snap back to the beginning. And this happens for both the day and the date. It's not just visually dynamic, it's a technically interesting way to display this information.
Okay, I get it. That makes sense. And where do you find the month and leap year indications?
Ah, good question. The month is shown on a rotating disc tucked between 11 and 12 o'clock. And right next to it, there's this tiny little indicator, easy to miss, but super important. It shows you the leap year cycle. This is crucial for a perpetual calendar to work, to keep track of February's extra day every 4 years and all that without needing any manual adjustment.
Right, of course. And then down at 5:30, we have what many would say is the star attraction, the flying tourbillon. For those who are maybe newer to high-end watches, what exactly is a tourbillon? And what makes a flying one so special?
Okay, so a tourbillon, it's a pretty ingenious mechanism. What it does is counteract the effects of gravity on a mechanical watch, which helps improve its accuracy. Basically, the escapement, that's the part that controls the release of energy, is housed in a rotating cage. And by constantly rotating, the tourbillon averages out any errors caused by the watch's position. Now, a flying tourbillon is even cooler because it's only supported from one side. It looks like it's floating much more open. In this case, the cage is made of titanium, which is super lightweight and helps with efficiency. It's mesmerizing to see in action, a real testament to the watch's horological pedigree.
Absolutely. Now, one thing the source mentions is that the dial layout feels a bit asymmetrical, but it's all tied together by this inclined double-surface flange. What exactly is a flange in watch terms? And how does this specific design element contribute to the overall look and readability?
Good point. Think of a flange as like an inner bezel, sitting between the edge of the dial and the main markers. This inclined double surface flange, it's doing a few things. First, it provides a clear track for the minute marking so you can read the time more accurately. Second, it has those applied pink gold hour markers filled with black superluminova in the center, which helps with visibility in low light. And third, the elegant pink gold hands, they also have black superluminova, and they extend over the flange, kind of connecting all the different parts of the dial. It's a clever way to bring order to what could feel scattered, especially with that asymmetrical layout.
It's a very elegant solution. Okay, so we've covered the visual aspects of the Excalibur Grande complication. Now let's talk about the heart of it all. The RD-118 movement. 684 individual components. That's mind-blowing. What does a component count that high tell us about a movement?
That's a huge number.
Mhm.
It really is a testament to Roger Dubuis's capabilities, both in manufacturing and their dedication to high-quality watchmaking. I mean, the RD-118 automatic movement, it's a real masterpiece. All those components, they directly reflect just how complex the perpetual calendar and minute repeater are. And then you add in the intricate structure of the flying tourbillon and the automatic winding system itself. It's incredible. Each tiny piece has a vital role to play.
And it runs at 21,600 vibrations per hour with a 60-hour power reserve. Are those typical specs for a high-end movement with these kinds of complications?
Yeah, I'd say they're right in line with what you'd expect from a movement of this caliber. The frequency, 21,600 vibrations per hour, that translates to 3 hertz. It's a classic choice, offering a good balance between accuracy and the length of the power reserve. And 60 hours, that's a pretty respectable power reserve. It means you can take the watch off for a while, like over a weekend, and it'll still be running accurately when you pick it back up.
Now, they've kept the double micro-rotor system, which we also saw in that 2009 model. What are the advantages of using micro-rotors compared to a traditional central rotor for automatic winding?
Well, the main benefit is that micro-rotors can be integrated so beautifully into the movement's design. Unlike a big central rotor, which can cover up a good chunk of the movement, micro-rotors are much smaller. They're typically embedded within the bridges and plates, so this allows for a thinner movement overall. And when you look through the sapphire caseback, you get this unobstructed view of all the finely finished components. It's stunning. And in the case of the RD-118, having 2 micro-rotors could mean even more efficient automatic winding, keeping that mainspring nicely wound.
Right, because they're both working to wind the mainspring. Makes sense.
Mhm.
And speaking of finishing, our sources mentioned 21 different hand-applied finishes, and of course the prestigious Poinçon de Genève hallmark. Can you explain what the Poinçon de Genève means and the significance of having 21 hand-applied finishes on a single movement?
Absolutely. The Poinçon de Genève, it's also known as the Geneva Seal. It's an independent certification, highly respected in the watch world. Basically, it sets extremely strict standards for the craftsmanship, the finishing, and the assembly of watch movements that are made in Geneva. To earn the seal, every single part of the movement, no matter how small, has to meet a bunch of rigorous criteria, like the materials used, the precision of the construction, and very importantly, the level of finishing. Now, when we say 21 hand-applied finishes, we're talking about all sorts of traditional decorative techniques. Things like chamfering the edges to create a perfect bevel, mirror polishing the surfaces, delicate circular graining, Côte de Genève stripes, you name it. Each of these finishes takes incredible skill and time. It's all done by hand, by expert artisans. To have 21 different types on one movement, it shows you the extraordinary level of detail and commitment to traditional watchmaking that went into creating the RD-118. It's a true mark of exceptional quality.
Wow, 21 different finishes. That's incredible. Okay, moving on to something a bit more practical for the wearer, the strap. It comes on a premium calf leather strap with a quick release system. I have to say, That quick release system seems like a nice modern touch for such a traditional timepiece.
I agree. It's a great addition. Quick release systems have become really popular lately. They're just so convenient. You can easily swap out the strap without needing any tools, whether you want to change the look or just need to take it off for maintenance. It's nice to see a high-end watch embrace such a user-friendly feature. And then they pair it with a pink gold pin buckle, which adds to that overall feeling of luxury.
It's all in the details. So, for those who might be dreaming of owning this watchmaking marvel, the Excalibur Grande Complication, reference number RDDBEX1174, it's going to be a tough one to get. It's an exclusive, limited edition of only 8 pieces. You can only find it at Roger Dubuis boutiques. So, yeah, rarity is definitely part of its allure. And while the price hasn't been officially announced, it's safe to say it'll be, well, pretty exclusive.
Yeah, you can bet on that. Given the complexity of the movement, the precious materials like the pink gold, the fact that there are only 8 of them, and Roger Dubuis's reputation, it's gonna be a serious investment. This is a watch for a very specific kind of collector, someone who truly appreciates the highest level of watchmaking artistry and exclusivity.
For sure. Okay, just a quick recap of the key specs. So the case is a substantial 45 millimeters in diameter and 17.45 millimeters thick, made of pink gold, of course, and it's water resistant to 50 meters. The dial features that inclined double surface flange, along with those pink gold hour markers and hands, all enhanced with black superluminova for visibility. Powering it all is the in-house RD118 automatic movement, perpetual calendar, minute repeater, flying tourbillon, 684 individual components and 65 joules. It has a 60-hour power reserve, operates at a frequency of 21,600 vibrations per hour, and proudly bears the Poinçon de Genève hallmark. It comes on a beautiful calfskin strap with the pink gold pin buckle. Reference number RDDBEX1174, and only 8 will ever be made.
Wow, that was a great summary. Very comprehensive.
Thanks. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the Roger Dubuis Excalibur Grande Complication, I think it's clear this is way more than just a watch. It's a real testament to Roger Dubuis's watchmaking prowess, especially as they celebrate their 30th anniversary.
I completely agree. It's a perfect blend of classic, revered complications like the perpetual calendar, the minute repeater, and the tourbillon, all combined with Roger Dubuis's unique, bold design language. It's modern and innovative, but rooted in tradition. It truly embodies their spirit.
And it makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, this limited edition piece, it kind of makes you wonder about how traditional watchmaking techniques and modern design choices are coming together in the world of high-end watches today. And then there's that dial, so complex and maybe not instantly readable. What does that say about the relationship someone might have with a watch like this? A watch that's so intricate and mechanically impressive. It's definitely something to ponder. Anyway, thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.